Mic is definitely working. First time. This is not the second time we're starting the stream. Don't worry about it. Anyway, some important bookkeeping up top before we actually get started. For those of you following the Duel Commander discourse, drama, coup, whatever word you want to use to describe it, MTGO has made their current stance known as of post today, saying that they are going to take a step back and let the community sort out their whatever, the schism in the format, and not change the ban list at all, and close down all trials until there's an accord reached or something, which I don't agree with, and I think many other people don't agree with. And the biggest takeaway from today, I won't get too much into the weeds, but go onto the MTGO forums. I will link this exact page in the YouTube video below. Go onto the MTGO forum, sign in on your MTGO account, upvote this specific post from Oni, comment on it, express your displeasure with Daybreak's choice, say how much you want to you support the rules committee and that you think that they should just follow the rules committee, who is continuing to updates, and we'll have like a BNR next week and stuff. Just go show your support. Daybreak has very explicitly said in the MTGO Discord that they want to see unified support and voices from players of the format, and that will help them make their decision. So, for lack of any other methods, go yell at them. Specifically via this forum post. I hope I'm not. Am I freezing for anyone else, or is it my computer itself that is just like very, like, it just like very briefly stutters? I'm hoping that's not transferring over to the stream. It doesn't say I dropped any frames, so it should be good. Anyway, with that all said, bookkeeping aside, we are playing more Cloud tonight. We're playing, we're gonna start iterating a little bit on Ambroise's list. I played this on Friday just to grind some QPs for Legacy, and I got second in the Friday Duel Commander trial, and trophied with it. So, I mean, the deck is firing on all cylinders. It's working quite well. So I think this is the point where I'm more comfortable making some choices, iterating on the list, and trying to start swapping some cards around and making it more my own. That being said, it's also day one of Avatar, so step one is I'm gonna go buy the land that I literally don't know what it's called and have to search it via Scryfall, I guess. Looking at your list and the winning list to see what kind of difference is. It's literally exactly the same. I did not change a single card. I just submitted Ambroise's list. I have not changed it yet. We're gonna do some changes now. Abandoned Air Temple is the card that I want. The Mono White Township, exactly. I think that's the only card that Cloud wants out of the set. There's a couple of cool Felia cards. And I do intend to, I think I mentioned this like last stream, I do kind of want to play Felia, but my life will be pure chaos for the next couple of weeks, so I'm just gonna like very little effort, no like intense deck building streams or making like big broad sweeping changes. We're gonna make some very small alterations to comfortable existing lists and continue playing. And then maybe after I'm starting to get settled down in Seattle, we'll start doing some other stuff again. But that all said, we're going to be streaming tonight, obviously, and next week, and then I think the following 2 weeks will be canceled. Just right before and right after I'm, like, finalizing moving stuff. But we'll see. I'll report more on that next week. Alright, so I think we can pretty easily just put in Abandoned Air Temple and Cut of Plains pretty happily. The lands are always the toughest part because I just don't look at the lands enough to notice if he if he's like missing a land that I would put in. I guess he's missing the Flagstones, but he also doesn't have his own Armageddons. I've found them they work with Dust Bowl, and they work against opposing Armageddons, so it's kind of free, but obviously not 100% free because we do have an Anthenice in here. So we'll probably just minus planes plus abandoned air temple for now. And then the really big change I wanted to add was Winter Orb. I just find this card just incredibly powerful, and I was surprised to not see it in his list. Hey, kitty, there's so much shit in here. No, not Winter Orb, Winter Moon. Winter Orb, a little bit less. There's so much shit in here as we pack up stuff. You need to get off this desk. Ugh. Winter Moon. And I think the weakest card in this list is the Sun Pearl Kirin. I really don't get it. It's been like an okay value piece, but it feels very replaceable, expensive, kind of vaguely underwhelming. I got to do a cool thing where I got to like pick up a Parallax Wave at 0 counters with Flash, and it was cool, but like it does cool things, but just like everything in this deck is going to do things. They're in the deck for a reason. They're going to like be able to give you like plays to make, and I find this Sun Pearl Kirin kind of very replaceable as far as cards go. The only other cards that I was like really missing was like he's got a couple of removal spell omissions that I think should probably be in here. I think the ones we're going to try to add tonight are Seam Rip and March of Otherworldly Light. They're like the really cheap, efficient ones, especially ones that are like good in the Cloud Mirrors against Felia and a bunch of other stuff that I typically see online a lot. And we might cut like a little bit of the Storm Hate just because there really aren't a lot, like the ROG decks aren't out in force online or anything. He's got a lot of tech pieces for matchups that I just really don't see enough to be as concerned about. We might end up cutting the Shadow Spear too. Shadow Spear is like a Tifa tech card mostly. It's obviously got some play. I don't know how that actually worked. It's obviously an equipment with lifelink. You can tutor it with Cloud and like the red matchups or whatever, but that matchup's free. When you're in a damage race, sometimes you really want lifelink. But specifically, like one of the main roles of Shadow Spear is in the Tifa matchup. You can go turn 2 Cloud, tutor up Shadow Spear, and then turn 3 you can have exactly 3 mana, play out your Shadow Spear, cast your removal spell on their Tifa, and then if they hexproof it, you can remove the hexproof with Shadow Spear. Do you understand what's going on with the DC format panel? Yes. I mean, I think, mostly. I have read a bunch of stuff from various sources about it. I don't know how much chat wants to get into the weeds on it tonight, but people do love drama. It's just kind of annoying to me. It's just like he's just bogging down the whole process for no reason. Just it's literally like a child going, just like I'm picking up my toys and I'm going home, but they're not even his toys. It's up to you. I saw the splinter group. Oh, if you don't know the detail, so pretty much there was a guy that the RC hired on to run like social media and like software channels. Like he was the head of like the website and the Discord and stuff, and very specifically was not brought on to make like ban list or like community decisions regarding the format itself, and like kept interjecting these opinions anyway, and the rules committee decided to remove him unanimously, and he said, no, I'm not removed, you're all removed from my format. And then he took the website and the Discord hostage, and he's like, this is I own Duel Commander now, none of you. That's the TLDR version. Yes, it is some cool stuff. Yeah, and it's all kind of a mess right now. I mean, like literally everyone was like, okay, whatever, and they went and made a new website and they made a new Discord, and like Relic Fest was like, yep, we're gonna just listen to the rules committee, and everyone's just like, yeah, the rules committee's right. And then everyone just kind of left him alone to like yell in the void in his own Discord that no one ever participates in. But Daybreak has decided for whatever reason to give him more of a platform and legitimacy to his claims, and That's what the forums post is for. Again, everyone, I'm probably going to mention this like multiple times throughout the stream. Please go into the MTGO forums in the development suggestions and go upvote this post from Oni saying just listen to the RC. Don't even give him the time of day. Don't even give Doc the time of day. It's just not worth it. I trust your reaction to the Monster Hunter Secret Lair was totally normal. I'm a little disappointed. The cards seemed really phoned in. And I'm really mad specifically that they printed Imperial Recruiter instead of Recruiter of the Guard. If I could have had fucking Monster Hunter D&T card, I would have been ecstatic. But they're like, no, let's print the useless Recruiter. God fucking damn it. I'm mad about that. And then the monsters like look really phoned in. It looks like they like just matched up like creature type to the monster, and we're like, okay, sure. And then like half the flavors don't make any sense.
Why? Why have they done this to me?
To be fair, for Daybreak, if you aren't paying attention, yeah, I think it is mostly. It's not Daybreak like trying to remain neutral. It's Daybreak not understanding or like diving into the issue at heart. So the more people that tell them what's going on and go on this forum and say, hey, just listen to the RC and show that the community is pretty unified one way, the faster Daybreak will make a decision. I just wish they had maybe done this like a month ago and not a week before a ban list that might not show up on MTGO immediately. Anyway, last cut. I said like a storm card. We could like cut the Ethersworn. It's like a really dedicated storm card. We're already like boarding Thalia. We have a bunch of 3-drop hate bears. Although we also just keep getting fucking. We keep playing against like the Tiamat deck, so maybe the Ethersworn's not that bad, huh? Does the Lone in Command have a new divergent ban list philosophy for DC? I've heard that he has his own ban list philosophy that he maybe we'll see next week when he announces his own ban list. What happens? But I've heard that he wants to turn the format into Canadian Highlander basically with like a point system and just like completely upend everything that the format is about. Again, one of the reasons that he ended up getting removed is because he kept like pushing these ideas, and the rest of the rules committee was like, A, no, B, you're not a part of this conversation. You were brought onto the team to run the website and the Discord. And now he's gone mad with power that he doesn't have. I don't want to spend too much time on this, so we're just going to cut the Canonist. It's probably not the best cut. We could maybe cut one, whatever. We'll just run it. I really like Winter Moon. I think the 2 removal spells are nice again. I mean, it just doesn't make any... It doesn't make a lot of sense to me to play Portable Hole and not Seam Rip. These cards are, you know, functionally the same outside of Saga tokens and Metalcraft for your Pure Steel Paladin. And there's just a lot of really good matchups for Seam Rip. The Mirror, Felia, etc., etc. There's, you know, format's very cheap. I found March of Otherworldly Light to be really good when you have, like, when you, like, really need to dig for cheap interaction. You, like, cloud overdrawing, and you can just, like, March of Otherworldly Light basically anything for free when you have, like, an 11-card hand or whatever. But March I could definitely take or leave a little bit more than, Seam Rip. Anyway, let's just submit this and, run it. We've been chatting here. I thought about a point system when bracket system was announced, but the more I play and the more I think about it, cards should just be banned. I have no experience with a point system. Canadian Highlander does look interesting to me, but it's kind of its own entity in that regard, and a point system would be like a very confusing, complete overhaul of... Wait, what? Oh, Dual Commander League. There we go. I'm dumb. It feels like it would just end up being a new format. Because, like, the point system is specifically crafted around, like, oh, you were allowed to play this, but you can't play, like, these 2 cards together sort of things. And, like, you would have to, like, redo the whole ban list. It feels like you were just inventing a new format. Yeah, I also hear good things about Canlander. I think we were talking about it last week because I'm moving out to Seattle, and apparently the Canlander presence out there is very strong. And I would definitely be interested in trying it out. And I probably will end up trying it out. If you're playing only one of them, is it Seam technically better than Whole because there's less incidental enchantment interaction than artifact interaction? Well, I don't think that outweighs the Saga plus Pure Steel artifact synergy upsides. I also don't even know if there is less incidental artifact enchantment interaction. I guess probably because they're like just going to be a bunch of random red shatters out of like the decks, especially because of Cloud. You'll see like untimely malfunctions and abrades and stuff that can't shoot a Seam Rip. Yeah, I'll definitely at some point play some Canlander. My only reservation with Canlander is that like I'll never own a full deck because I obviously am not gonna like go out and buy a Mox Pearl or whatever. But I hear like it's largely very like proxy friendly anyway. But I also like owning a deck. Yeah, it has the power exists issue. Yeah. It's the legacy versus vintage thing where it's like it's already hard enough in this day and age to get duels and play legacy, let alone get power and play vintage. Same kind of deal with like Duel Commander versus Canlander. Canlander also, like, as far as I can tell, at least, is a lot less like. I guess I don't know how old Canlander is, but it feels like it's less old than Duel Commander and is like less like documented. I guess is what I'm looking for. Like I can't just like go online and like easily find a breakdown like on MTG Top 8 or whatever and be like, oh well, the best decks in the format look like they're probably like Aragorn and Cloud and Deadpool. And what are the best decks in Canlander? I've heard tell of like a Moxfield like community run thing that like tracks the like events and stuff, but nothing that seems like officially run or anything. Duel Commander is easier to build a deck of paper. I find Canlander much more interesting and fun as the point system. Yeah, I could definitely see like deck building around point systems being like a cool concept and like figuring out like what your like core point cards are. Oathbreaker, if I recall, the format banned all restricted cards just for availability. I mean, that kind of based, honestly. Kind of why I like Bazaar banned in Duel Commander. It's like maybe it's power level reasons, but it's probably just because like who the fuck wants to own a Bazaar just to play your like Reanimator deck in Duel Commander? Soul Ring is cheap. Okay, but we can also ban cards because they're broken. It's just that like we can ban not necessarily broken cards, but just like cards that are going to be $8 billion and are like also very good. Recall highest pointed card. So I mean that tracks. Recall is probably the most what's the term I'm looking for? It's the most off in terms of the CMC of that effect, I think, out of any card ever printed. They just like missed the mark by the most. How much would Black Lotus cost? I guess. What's a fair Black Lotus cost? Because like there's obviously like Lotus Petal, but that's not the same. And like how expensive does an artifact have to be to sack for 3 mana or whatever? Probably not that much, right? There are like 4 mana artifacts that stick around and tap for 3 mana. 3, 2. 2 is like better than Pentad Prism, but obviously I mean a little bit different. You can't use it over turns, but it's like probably between 2 and 3, right? Versus how much does instant speed draw 3 cost? Like 5 mana, right? Isn't Jace's Ingenuity draw 3 at instant speed? Yeah, it seems like around like three-ish mana for Lotus, so it's a 3 mana differential between printed and what it should be to balance it. And recall's at 4, which is like probably like the biggest discrepancy. Time walk's 3, right? All the time warps are 5 mana. Slow night tonight. Is everyone sad that they killed Duel Commander Trials? I will say, and I think I said this last week, and I'll probably say this every time Canlander comes up, is that I do love and hate that Thassa's Oracle has like 6 points or whatever, because it's based because that card's really fucking bullshit. And people should not be allowed to play it without paying like heavy costs. But also, it is unfortunate in that I will be playing a format in which my opponent can Thassa's Oracle me. I was hearing horror stories from my friend who like played a lot more Canlander of right when Theros Beyond Death came out, and Oracle and Breach were both like unpointed. The format was just a complete dumpster fire. Oh no, did we cut the there's one canonist and immediately curing the storm? Whoops. It's okay. We'll board into Thalia. That'll save us for sure, right? Legacy's totally fixed. You're not even gonna fire up a league. I don't know. I mean, we'll talk about that after I move. I will probably play some more Legacy now, but like I need something like very simple and on like already within my plans. I'm just gonna mulligan this for something more interactive. Oh, this is not really more interactive. It's like turn 4 interaction. I guess it's also sort of Feast and Famine. We did draw the new land. Oh shoot, yeah, we should have kept new card. We're on the draw. We're also just like gonna get Thoughtseize. I mean, we're gonna probably fucking die after Born Thalia anyway. It's whatever. I'm gonna keep this. Maybe we'll draw Sigarda's Aid. Oh shit! I'm so fucking smart. I knew Thalia was on the top of my deck. That's why I kept this hand. Unfortunately, we can't recruit Bather Sword Canonist. But it's fine. I'm sure there's another Storm Hate card that we can recruit for. I don't know what it is, but I'll grab something. Canadian Highlander versus French Highlander. I mean, they're not quite the same, right? Highlander, it formats imply like like dual commander implies commander. Highlander implies like 100 card singleton. It's like Australian Highlander, right? 7-point Highlander or something. I don't know the difference at all. Besides the name, right? Are you only allowed 7 points in 7-point Highlander? Are all the cards the same amount of points? 60 cards with sideboards? Wow. Belgian Highlander? Now, I feel like now we're making stuff up, right? Why do we have all these Highlander formats? Why can't we just all play Highlander together? Seven-point Highlander, you get an 8th point if your deck has no resurface cards. Really? That's actually hilarious. Alright. I'm okay. You're allowed to kill this, but only if you don't untap and kill me. That would be unchill. I made up Belgian Highlander. I fucking knew it. They're Scandinavian. We're just lying to me. We're a bold-faced lying to me. Are we gonna talk about how there's secretly Welsh dual commander now? There's actually a sub-community of value vintage called Greek value vintage. I hate it when my storm opponents pause. It always makes me feel like I'm dead. Oh, nice. Tap land. Alright, less likely to die. I was in Discord voice chat the other week and they were talking about Cube and they said his deck was Baltimore Singleton, and I'm like, I live in Baltimore and I've never heard that term. That's crazy. Dual commander is basically tiny leaders with twice the deck size. Hey now, let's calm down. Luris and Lutri are 3 points, but only HP. Okay, that's fun. I thought about that, but I got sidetracked. But like having sideboards gives you access to companions, which is cool. I won't say that I like companions because they're the most broken Magic cards ever printed, and they are truly a scourge against Magic. But like, hang on, gotta ban the bot. All right. But I do. The genie's out of the bottle on companions. It is cool when you can build your deck with companion restrictions in mind in formats where like the companion restriction is actually a restriction, like when you are missing out on real Magic cards. Like the concept of putting Luris into dual commander decks is cool to me. Does this make sense? And like the concept of putting like companions into like 100-card singleton decks where like you're probably going to want other like higher cost permanents. Luris and Vintage Cube rocks. That makes sense. I think Lutri and Vintage Cube kind of sucks though. Does that make sense? Because there's no restriction. It's just like literally free. The same way that like Luris in like Legacy or Modern or Pioneer or basically any 60-card copy constructed format is like sucks because it's like the companion restriction is like make your deck good. When the companion restriction isn't real, companions suck. When companion restrictions like make you build your deck in an interesting way, then they're like actually kind of cool. Rogak makes Demonic 2 illegal. Yeah, Rogak has a lot of cool synergy. We played this deck like 2 weeks ago. 3 weeks? I don't know. Alright, well, here's hoping they can't beat a second Thalia. And then also we cloud for something, I don't know. We could Lion Sash next turn. We'd have some graveyard hate up. It's probably not a horrible idea. We just get Formal Wear, but the issue is that if they're going to kill Thalia, they're probably going to kill it at instant speed. And then I have a Formal Wear that can't get back a Thalia and they kill me. I think I kind of want Sash, and like we might play Sash, or depending on what my opponent does, maybe we like recruit Benevolent Bodyguard and use that to set up to like protect the Thalia or something. But the Sash is like, in my experience at least, it does like shut off a decent amount of their lines. Obviously, they can go for Pier, but it shuts down some stuff. I think we'll just get Sash. Urza's Saga. It's a pretty good card. What do we... That's a lot of mana. We just like hardcast Fury in my board? That would suck. Nope. Alright. Yep. Nope. Maybe. nauseum? They can't cast ad nauseum. They only have 5 mana. Wait, the ad nauseum's not usually in this deck. A lot of high CMC cards. Alright. I think we will just play out whatever they don't take here. They took the sword. That seemed like the least likely to be cast. But okay. Because sword just costs a full 4 mana, and my plan was just cast sword and say go. Do we want to recruit for an answer to Urza's Saga? It does kind of annoyingly get in my way if I just, like, recruit Bodyguard. They just, like, next, they can make a 1/1, but then they have, like, 2 3/3s after that, and it's kind of a disaster for me. Felt like a really weak play, though, and they used their Sandstone Needle for that, too. I like that Sash is probably my best line into, like, a sweeper of some kind, which seems like their best way out of this. Although, notably, I guess the longer I sit here with just the Thalia and play, the easier they have for lines that just is a single kill spell into the kill. But Sash is another hate bearer, so I think we will just Sash here. Next turn we can recruit for a 2-drop hate bear. If only we had one in our deck that's good against Storm. We probably do, right? Like, Strand actually good. Probably got something even if we cut the Ethos one, right? Sanctifier Invec. Dranith. Remorseful Cleric. Because we have a couple options. What's happening? That is mana neutral. Are we just gonna, like, make a bunch of dragons here? It's like not even that many dragons. Continuing to be mana neutral. Alright, this is more dragons, certainly. Yeah, Stormscale Scion. If we draw a white card, we're in better business. I should probably have eaten the lands that actually do something in case of Yogg will, but whatever. It's not a white card. It's pretty bad. There are only 2 permanents in the yard, so I can't even attack with the Sash. That's also not very good, huh? I guess I could put the Sash on the Thalia or the Cloud and attack with it. I guess putting it on the Cloud's better. Is there any other way to beat these things? Next turn we can, like, recruit Wisp to kill one or something. I don't know if they block or not. Which new Avid cards are we trying? Abandoned Air Temple. Can we recruit for anything that we can't just recruit for next turn? I don't think so. I think I just equip Sash onto Cloud and send it and just trade with one of their guys if they want. And if they don't, then it opens up lines for me potentially having lethal. Although probably not in the face of a Saga token. Lethal gets really muddled. Equip Thalia First Strike. First Strike doesn't matter, they would just stack block, right? And then I would still kill one and then the other would kill me. Those dragons have banding. guess I leave... Oh, they blocked with their creature version. I guess I just leave Cloud in the command zone for an extra tick of the Lion Sash. It does get me to 6 counters, which makes the... Oh no, this is only if they took the damage. I thought he would be lethal, but it's fine. I'll leave him in the yard. To eat him for the extra Lion Sash tick. And then, like, recruit Flicker Wisp to kill one of the tokens. To stay afloat here. And then we have a big Lion Sash crashing in every turn. Floating mana? I really don't like to see that. Skull Clamp, sure. It is 1 point of damage. They could also, like, cast Rogak and clamp it. Yep. Clamp Rogak. Nope, don't clamp Rogak. Alright, they've opted to only hit me for 10 instead of 11. Cool. You do have to be a little bit wary of, like, getting tendrils, right? Maybe they had something to do with their mana, but... I feel like if you're playing as Clamp Rogak, you can just always do that pre-combat, and if you don't have anything to do with your last piece of mana, you just equip the Storm Scale and hit me for one more. Okay. They have something to do with their mana. That's not my favorite. Maybe they're just planning on, like, chump blocking and hoping that their Storm Scale Scion tokens go the distance. I think I'm going to exile the Stormscale Scion here. I'm tapping out for, like, Recruiter Flicker Wisp. And, like, on the off chance my opponent, like, has a Yogg Will turn. I do miss out on, like, if the Sash dies, my Cloud's, like, stranded forever, which kind of sucks, but... I think I'm more worried about... they're having, like, killing Thalia and having, like, a Yogg Will turn. Although, I guess they have Diabolic Intent, so they could cost more mana, you know. It'll be useful eventually, maybe. Block with Rogak. Yep. I think we just recruit Flicker Wisp here. It's briefly considered that I didn't. I was like, I'm pretty sure there's a Flicker Wisp in this deck, but it would have been really awkward if there wasn't. I don't know if I'm supposed to block the Storm Scale. Do I have lethal if I block the Storm Scale? 9, 10, 11, 12. I do have lethal. Okay. Maybe we'll block the Storm Scale then. Just to put a set of range of, like, a tiny tendrils. Did you miss the Doc FX Palpatine arc chat? You did. How many years has it been since you first deck without Flickerwisp? I was playing Cloud without Flickerwisp for a while. Does that count? I played Moonstompy before. It's a deck without Flickerwisp. No attacks. Love to see that. Clamp the Stormscale Scion. So you can draw 2 after each jump block. I think we're gonna be Dustbowl in here. Yep. This all makes sense. This all makes sense. Wait, hold. This isn't lethal, right? Wait, no, this is like super lethal? Yeah, because I did the math, this is +3 life, and I did the math, this is exactly lethal. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh no, it is only lethal because the Urza's Bobble? Because I didn't have the Flickerwisp in the yard to eat for the lethal, but this should work. And we have exactly 6 planes, rewarded for just monotonously playing out all my planes into my flex lands. $11, $12, $13, $14, $15. Bang. All according to plan. I wanted to use the Dust Bowl there. I also wanted to use the... I'm never gonna say no to the opportunity to Dust Bowl my opponent, but when I have lethal on board, like... I should have cut this fucking snow-covered plains when I cut a random plains. I forgot I had 1 mismatched snow-covered plains because I didn't have enough for Ambroise's list. Because he plays more plains than I do. But then I cut 1 to fit in the Abandoned Air Temple, so now I should... Well, let's fix this right now, so I know in the future. It's fucked up because... here, it doesn't show up like in the middle of the pack. It's like all the way hiding at the bottom. So I don't see it. But when I'm looking at the deck list in between games, it's so clearly there. Hey, I don't... What? How many of these do I own? Get out of here. Where's my other versions? Why do I own so many foil Ice Age or Cold Snap snow covereds? There it is. Alright, we fixed it. Alright, I almost forgot. We board into Thalia in this matchup. Oh, we're Cloud deck anyway. Alright, also we have Forge Tender to protect Thalia from, like, red removal base, or red damage-based removal. We also have Ranger Captain's hands, just the nut. Sneep. Boarding into Thalia, it's the Ambroise way. Yeah, we're starting to iterate on the Ambroise list, but it is still the Ambroise list for now. As much as I want to add Hand of Vecna, yeah, the way that this deck is constructed is maybe the worst for Hand of Vecna possible, because you have like such a strong plan against all the combo decks except for Azusa. Damn, that's fucked up. How am I supposed to attack through a shambling ghast? That's cheating. I guess I just send and then cast Thalia. Like, I have to, if they have like a, whatever, sack this, kill the Thalia effect, it is what it is. But it's better than just kind of hoping that they don't kill me. With Ambroise, what are your go-to tutor targets? That is kind of a generic question, right? Depends a lot on the matchup and your hand and the board state. In this matchup, my tutor target is board into Thalia. But in like game ones, you probably tutor for like Sash or Formal Wear. Depends a lot on what's in your hand, what your plan is. Yeah, I think our hand is a little forced here. We at least have like Ranger Captain as a follow-up in case my opponent tries to kill me after sacking their Shambling Ghast. I just hope that they don't like turn 3 me. They like sack this to Cull the Weak or whatever, shoot the Thalia, and then pop off. Alright. Wait. No, not alright. This is what the Burnt and Forge Tender is for. Unfortunately, I can't really attack. Actually, is it better to attack and cast Ranger Captain? Or is it better to just, like, let the Shambling Ghast sit there? We can, with the City Traders, just play Parallax Wave on turn 5 and get rid of the Shambling Ghast that way. So I think it's better to just Ranger Captain this turn. Without the City Traders, though, I might have just sent this in and relied on a Ranger Captain as the thing, so I could, like, just work my way through this and then recast the Thalia on turn 4 or something. I think the City of Traders especially lines up in such a way that I can kind of just leave this in play. And then, of course, if they like sack into a Diabolic Intent or whatever, we can recast. What does Ranger Captain get? Probably just Benevolent Bodyguard to protect it or Thalia or something. I don't really see myself needing anything else here. The Burnton's already gone too. Yeah, it's literally just like protection guys. Guide Esper Sentinel. Grab the Bodyguard. Shambling Ghast is cheating. Why couldn't you have one of the treasure makers that like doesn't also kill my Thalia? I don't like shocking. Makes me uncomfortable. We also notably, if we get like Sweetbird or something, we have Cloud plus City into plus Formal Wear into like City Ranger Gateback Ranger Captain. So Ranger Captain's pretty good at keeping us afloat here. Hopefully. Famous last words, I suppose. Obviously, the Cloud line doesn't work exactly next turn if they only kill Ranger Captain and Thalia, because it would cost 6 mana. But in the world that they, like, Toxic Deluge me or whatever. Playtesting Giant Killer, solid, and yeah, I guess if you're like playing against a bunch of Reanimator decks, then like having a little bit more access to that effect is probably pretty reasonable. I'm shocked with all this combo hate that I guess maybe the combo hate is why I learned that Ambroise doesn't have a Ghost Vacuum in his list. And I played against Superior Spider-Man, and I got my Saga onto Chapter 3, and I was like, wow, I really wish I could just get a Ghost Vacuum here. But I won anyway, so it's fine. It might just be that, like, there's enough other combo hate that you don't need the Ghost Vacuum necessarily, but I just, like, have found Ghost Vacuum be a good card. Oh, we got the best card in the deck. If only this were a Sun Pearl Curate. Actually, Sun Pearl Curate actually could go a little bit hard here. You attack, they try to shoot the Thalia, and you Sun Pearl Curate and pick it up, and then you play the Thalia. That'd be like the same as just casting the Thalia for 4 mana, though. That wouldn't actually go that hard. I don't love Shock Go. I think I am going to just play Parallax Wave, Exile, Shambling Gas, and attack. What the fuck is happening to me? Oh, sure. Oh no, my Thalia! I guess that's not the end of the world. Yeah, we're gonna put it back in the command zone. Alright, please don't have... No, stop. Don't have it. Don't have it. Just untap. Alright, thank god. Alright, we're alive. I was worried they had like Fatal Push and then they were gonna combo me. Be cognizant of when I sack Ranger Captain, but Parallax Wave in play gives us a lot of leeway because we can't get killed by Stormscale Scion or the other Stormscale Scion sorcery, whatever that one's called, the one that makes them prowess, the prowess 4/4 dragons. So we can play more fast and loose with the stuff that we let resolve, as long as we're not getting lethal tendrils. Elemental Eruption. Yeah, sure, that one, maybe. The third payoff card. That sounds about right. Yeah, sure. Keep tapping those non-basics. Do I exile this Tinderwall? I kind of want to. I don't think this Parallax Wave's gonna do a lot else. And then I think we like Winter Moon into Thalia again and just kind of wreck their shit. Gimme. Okie doke. What are we naming here? Fatal Push? To kill the Ranger Captain? Then you're under a Thalia and a Winter Moon still, but you have a lot more time. What if I'm supposed to like Parallax Wave? Yep, they named Fatal Push. Well, they exiled 60 cards out of their deck. Let's do a quick count here for win cons. Elemental Eruption. Do they still have the Tendrils and the dragon? what, they let it resolve. Okay, now they have to pay an extra mana to Fatal Push. Previously, they could have just sacked a treasure to kill it. Now they have to tap their tomb that won't untap. Okay, they just want the Fatal Push on their own turn. So this next turn we can Benevolent Bodyguard force action. But then we can't really do anything else, huh? The Ranger Captain will just die. We don't have enough mana to like Cloud. Rogue X, sure. Sacking it. Fatal Push targeting Thalia, interesting. We can just do the Cloud play then? So we just let this happen and let it go to the graveyard? Just have Cloud Formal over Thalia here. Kind of annoying that we've never had a good opportunity to... It's possible the Parallax Wave turn was incorrect. We've never had a good opportunity to get this Bodyguard into play. We could have like played the Bodyguard, and then they sack it at least 3 in response. It doesn't cost us 5 mana. We could have like deployed other stuff into this fairly useless Parallax Wave. Unclear. We also have to worry... this does not stop... the payoff itself, right? I can't sack it in response to the ritual for 6 mana and stop Stormscale Scion. Terrifying. But I think I'm going to have a Thalia and a Ranger Captain in play. I wonder if I want to exile this Rogak. Maybe not. The Parallax Wave kind of important to, Is Spellbindering the Grip Tutor card better for me than getting back Thalia here? The information is really important for the Ranger Captain. They have so little mana. How do they ever beat Thalia here with like 2 mana? Thalia and Ranger Captain. I think we can just... Maybe I am supposed to exile this Rogak. I think we just win. We don't want them to like sack this to Culling the Weak or whatever. If we have 1 counter on this, it's probably still enough. Especially they're at 4. We're just... I think all roads lead to Rome here, honestly. The 1 counter means even if they like sweeper me or whatever, we can set up lethal. Although, no, we don't have haste. Never mind. I always forget that Cloud doesn't like... can't like surprise haste. No boots in this deck. Alright, we just win. Who needs Ethersworn Canonist anyway? Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, I think on the the parallax wave turn. I think we could. I was like just getting cute with my plan and wasn't really reassessing based on other cards that I had in my hand. And we could have just had 4 mana that turn. We played at the city to have 5 mana. If we had 4 mana and we just played the Benevolent Bodyguard, they do the sack play in response, and then we can just like City of Traders recast Thalia rather than do nothing. What the hell is happening this time? I played against this deck a long time ago. I truly don't even remember a little bit what was happening. Literally not even the tiniest bit aware of like what my opponent's deck is. I guess I'll hit keep. Are they just like a weird reanimator deck somehow? Are they just like 4-color value stuff? Are they just gonna cast Warnog on turn 2? I don't know. This guy just like makes a clue, right? Just 2 mana Thraben Inspector, deal your opponent 1. Yeah, because there's just like no reason for me to investigate. So it's just like a kind of chunky Thraben Inspector. 4C good stuff. All right. I would not like to investigate. Thank you. What does 4C good stuff even mean? Is it Skull Clamp time? Are they like counter spells? I think I just don't necessarily want to like go get Skull Clamp here. We're on the draw and we didn't have a 1-drop too, so we have to move to discard if we cast Cloud. So yeah, I think it's a fairly easy Tithe Taker. This is when it leaves the battlefield too. Okay, yeah, so it's like a little bit more than just cool Thraben Inspector. I don't know. I guess maybe we Spellbinder and take a look at... Wait. They... Thundering Falls Top cast Demonic Tutor? Suspect. Let's take a peek. Show me what you got over there. Hey, what the fuck is this one? Hey, what's going on here? This is a polymorph deck, right? Or perhaps not polymorph, but for art. It's maybe you target your clue token for an artifact. I don't actually know. I think they're either cheating a creature or they're cheating an artifact into play, though. I think this is their whole plan. So I think I just exile this Reality Scramble. Remains to be seen what type of cheat thing into play deck they are, though. Like, what artifact could you be putting in that would be, like, unbeatable versus, like, putting in a creature? But putting in a creature would be so bad in, like, the format filled with so much removal. We can Witch Enchanter the Clue, if that's our speed. Which new cards from Avatar testing? We're just playing Bandit Air Temple, the Gavany Township land right now. We do have to be aware of a Stubborn Denial in their hand. Let me just clear the Teferi. You found him? This is the world. This is not a strongly led binding either. I just realized. I guess it's 4 mana. It's a cast out right now because they have the Thundering Falls. You found them? What are they doing here? Iona and Valgavoth. They are cheating creatures into play, not artifacts, as it turns out. And they're just like a bunch of polymorphs then. But they have a Shape Anew. What creature? Oh, there's gotta be... oh no, they also have Portal to Phyrexian. They can do either. Okay, I see. They have the option to do both. Okay, well, the Portal of Phyrex is not that scary. Because we can, like, Witch Enchanter blow up the portal. It obviously, like, kills my board or whatever. And that's tragic, but... If we can stop the Iona, that seems like the tough one to beat, huh? Which means we want to oust this on their turn 5. And then they might Reality Scramble. And then they can retrace this, too. Ugh. I mean, like, Cloud for Sash? I think I kind of want a Hellish Reaper here and just try to, like, kill them. Let's see. It is also a 50-50, apparently, if they get Iona or Valkavoth. If they get Valkavoth, we can just kill it. Or just oust it. Hey, Side Norna, thanks for the follow. Much appreciated. I guess Hellish Reaper's not very useful. I guess it jumps the Tithe Taker over the Warnog, so it's not that bad. But they don't want the Warnog to die. Now their Leyline Binding's 3 mana. So if I want to oust the Warnog this turn, so if they want a Reality Scramble, they're gonna go get... But then we have to kill it, too. They start reanimating my creatures. Honestly, we could just Cloud for Clamp here. Cloud for Clamp, play Clamp, Clamp once. No, then we get oust tagged by stubborn denial. They can't Leyline Binding here because it costs 1 more, actually. They can only stubborn denial as a -1. I think this starts with casting Cloud. Don't know where it ends. I think it's just Sash, because we don't need to immediately get rid of the Scramble, because it costs 4 mana, and they won't be able to put another... They'll have a second clue token, but they won't be able to put a creature into play because it costs 4 mana, necessarily. They could always just, like, untap and recast Warnog next turn, though. Maybe it is just, like... Maybe it is just Clamp. We sack 3 creatures. Then we untap. We Witch Enchanter in. And we're still okay. Because we have a Clamp. I think I'm gonna oust this. They might Stubborn Denial this, just so I don't get the draw. But then we can at least free equip the Hell Trooper for an extra point of damage. Oh, they don't. We just Clamp Cloud here. You cannot Leyline Binding. Yep. Yeah, I think I just restock. Oh, we drew the sash anyway. That's cool. So if we want to exile the Reality Scramble after they wrath my board here, we get a Spirit out of the deal. We just Witch Enchanter, Giver, put the clamp on something, say go. And before Blightsteel Colossus. I think we could beat that. Oh god. Here's half their fucking deck. Two, three, four. Yeah, okay, so they can't recast their commander and Reality Scramble again. That gives me a chance to sash. Definitely want Giver. We can't push damage with Clamp. We could just draw 2 again. I think I just don't really care about drawing 2. I just want to put more bodies in play. We have a plan against the Reality Scramble already. Warnog. Yep. I think I just keep declining here. We have a Skull Clamp going, so we don't really need more value. Ooh, Winter Moon. God, I love Winter Moon so much. So good. I missequenced this somewhat. But it's probably fine. 2 mana left. I think I'm fine doing this. Maybe I'm supposed to like draw 2 cards there in case of like some sweeper, but oh, they can Leyline by the Winter Moon. Yeah, that's fair. I was probably just supposed to draw 2. We can Flicker Witch the Witch Enchanter to shoot the Leyline Binding if we get to live a turn. Hopefully they didn't find another polymorph in the interim. What's up, Kaitas? Again, we do have the 50-50 to be able to beat a polymorph still, too. Well, of course, as soon as I say that, we're going to now die. I think we might actually be able to beat Iona, though, now, with, like, just, like, Sash and, like, Flyers. Well, I guess Flyers doesn't work, but, you know, Sash. Beat him up. Alright. Go nuts. What do you get? There's Iona. Yeah, Iona. I wanted to say Iono. I don't think my... I guess the colorless spells do kind of matter a little bit, huh? But no. Draw, like, equipment. Two, three, four, five. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 7. Attack all. Block here. 1, 2. Is this really one-off lethal? Oh, wait, no. Sacking the Force Tender is the same amount of damage. Wait, no. Move the clamp to the sash is lethal, right? Assuming they don't have anything here, which they very easily could. We only know one card in their hand. It's the Stubborn Denial. But I don't think I'm allowed to play around anything, given that there's an Iona on the other side of the board. I think I'm just supposed to put Clamp on Sash, eat 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 permanents, putting it to 8 power, and attack all, but give Lion Sash Pro White attack all. Do we think this is a Thalia matchup? Like boarding into Thalia here? I don't think so. Because, like, if you get a Cloud with a Jite, you can stop a lot of their shenanigans. But maybe. Easy. No, never even worried. Wasn't even a little bit worried. I wonder if it was safer for me to just make that attack and not activate the... Wait, that, yeah, that was I think I could have just made that attack and not activated Giver to play around removal spell, right? Because if they don't have a removal spell, the block gets forced on the Sash, and then the Sash just kills the Iona in combat. Is Iona a 9/9? We were a 9/8, right? Iona 7/7? 9/9? I don't actually know. But I think it was smarter to just attack and hold back the Giver and just like let the trade happen. 7/7? Yeah, we just eat it. Not even a trade. Yeah, okay, never mind. We played into removal spells and didn't get punished. It's fine. Do we make any changes to the Ambroise list, or is still testing? We made a couple changes today. We put in a Winter Moon and a Seam Rip and a March of Otherworldly Light. Or are we an 8/6? Maybe. Whatever. Is it? Oh yeah, it's +1/-1. Yeah, not. We're 8/6, not 9/6. No, aren't we? I don't remember. Whatever. The point is that the Iona's off the board, and that it's much safer. I think it's a much safer line. We don't need to activate the Giver. We just draw 2 cards off our Lion Sash trading with the Iona, hit them for a bunch of damage, and we like win that game and don't like lose to Fatal Push or Source Supply Shares or whatever. Anyway. Took the poor Kieran out, yeah, unfortunately, but I don't think the Kieran is very good. And I think Winter Moon is excellent. I really don't know if this is a Thalia matchup. I think we'll just ship it with Cloud. I think, like, having an active Jite is kind of nice. But, like, they can backdoor into... Maybe we do kind of want to be a Cloud deck. And we keep drawing Witch Shit, it'll be fine. Maybe we do want to be a Thalia deck because, like, even if we Cloud GTA, they just backdoor into Portal, and if we don't answer to Portal, we just like get killed. But we just keep drawing Witch Enchanter, so everything's fine. We also have Solitude to be the Transmogrify stuff. Everything's great. Kind of want to Esper Sentinel over Give Reference here, honestly. Although I guess they're just like always, they just always slam Warnog on 2, but I don't really have anything to protect in these early turns. There's just like almost never a reason to investigate here. Bonus deck is really cool though. I like what they got. I like the cut of their jib. Ranger Captain can always buy us a turn if we want at some point. Am I just trying to kill them? What does trying to kill them even entail? We already have Jite, which is one of the better options. We can just get Feast and Famine, but that costs like 1,000 mana. Formal Wear doesn't really do much. Sash was only relevant in that game because they specifically tutored the polymorph that is Retrace. I imagine that's like the primary tutor target because you can do it multiple times, but sometimes they'll have the other polymorphs. Maybe it's just Formal Wear in case they like kill one of my things. Formal Wear nice with a regular Ranger Captain to buy me multiple turns if we get something online. I don't have a strong opinion here. Cool. I think we'll just oust this token. And play Jite out. I just don't want to give them like more mana. Mistress Factory, fun. I wonder if they probably also have Mutavault, but it's just kind of funny that this one gambles into one of the 3 options because it is both an artifact and a creature. I think I'm just going to oust Goblin Shaman so they don't get more mana and cast Umezawa's Jite and say go. Hopefully they just like slam a polymorph. That'd be nice for me. Slam a polymorph specifically targeting the Warnog and not the clue. If they target the clue, things. I mean, if they target the clue though, we like sack a little bit and they can get back almost nothing, and I think we can fight through. Especially if we just like rip another land and get to Witch Enchanter them or something. Stifle. I'm gonna write that discard, huh? After I Solitude their Warnog in response to a polymorph. This deck is super cool, though. I feel like I do have a recollection of playing against a deck like of playing as this commander, but I definitely don't remember it being a polymorph deck. But it makes a lot of sense. It's really interesting. I've never seen it before. Come on, just like land polymorph. It's chill. I don't have anything. Just be cool about it. Oh. We're demonic tutoring for the polymorph. Well, we found Sash now. In case we need to exile the Retrace polymorph that they might be tutoring here. Just Bolt, huh? I kinda wish I'd play. I mean, Esper Sentinel drew me 2 cards, which included like hitting my land drop, so I'm not that sad about not playing Giver. I think this is fine. I just return this to the command zone here? Problem is this clue token. They missed their land drop, notably. Alright, maybe we just do this then, huh? I do love drawing this immediately after my opponent casts Demonic Tutor every game. I think this... Also, notably, they missed a land drop. Oh, God. I'm not supposed to just Dust Bowl them. We don't have enough on board yet, and we don't have land drops ourselves. I think this is fairly safe to do. Yeah. We just get to name Transmogrify. Does this target artifacts? No, it's just exile target creature. Kind of want to not name it, but also the rest of their cards are also bad, so... If they thought seize me, I just let it resolve. I don't really care if they take the Solitude, because if they're thought seizing me, then we just get the G2. Oh, I can't kill both their creatures, though. Let's wait and see what they do first. I guess if I untap with Anointed Peacekeeper plus Giver, then the Transmogrify is just like never happening, so I'm not that worried about it. We just need to kill them as soon as possible. Start equipping the GTA and punching them. Drew land for turn. I almost wish I didn't name the Transmogrify so they would just slam it here. Are they just gonna drown my Giver? Seems like it. Opens up the door for them trying to answer my Anointed Peacekeeper so they can get their Transmogrify back online. All kind of makes sense to me. Luckily their mana is in a way that they can't Thoughtseize and drown here. Curious to see if they'll crack their clue or... Yep. Or pay for my Esper Sentinel. Sure. Seamrip the Werner into equip, attack, kill the... We don't need to kill the Reflection immediately. And play Skrelv. I'm kind of worried about giving them these clue tokens, and we're gonna get hit by the other thing, but we can't stop the clues at this point. I guess we could technically Seamrip the clue, but we need to get past this Werner as well. Also, they have this artifact. I guess maybe... What if we just... No, again, we can't get rid of both clues. Because even if we just, like, equip attack and we try to trick them into, like, double blocking and solituding one, the Warnock dying will means that they get the second clue every time. And I think I'd rather not burn my Solitude if I don't have to. Guess we could just Dust Bowl them, huh? But again, I really would have liked to hit a land drop to do that. And we can't Dust Bowl their black source. I think I just want to get all my shit online. And then Dust Bowl them. We also know every card in their hand, so they're like fairly unlikely to... No, I won't investigate. 5th land, but it's a tap land. They can't play Teferi. They can Thoughtseize me. That's it. Yep. Yeah, just let this happen. Take the formal, huh? I think I keep the Skrelv back to protect the Teferi from, like, I guess that's the Teferi -3s. Kind of need the Anointed Peacekeeper, yeah. This should be a fast enough clock. Peacekeeper holding GT. Oh, cool. They're just going to let me Stone Rain them twice. I didn't really think that they would do this, but we'll take it. Yeah, they gave up. We drew a land. We can Dust Bowl them again. Nice, nice, nice. Feeling good. I'm playing against a bunch of combo decks tonight. Feeling good for the Ambroise list. These hate bears coming in clutch, huh? The Spellbinder top deck against the Demonic Tutor into the Peacekeeper top deck against the Demonic Tutor. I think they might have Demonic Tutored for that Bolt, though, honestly, from the look of their hand. Maybe they didn't. Maybe they had the Bolt and they tutored. But why would they Demonic Tutor for specifically Transmogrify? Did they not have... They might have not had double red, and they just tutored for a Polymorph effect? Unclear. But we got there. Did I just do the one play point giveaway last time? I think I did, right? I've done two. No, I only did one. We'll do two play point giveaways this week and next because I'll be taking a few weeks off, so I want to make sure I get out all my play points. So if someone wants to be so kind as to remind me after this match, we can do one of the play point giveaways because I will certainly forget. That was so cool, though. Look at us more while we're sitting here. Yeah, it's just you get the lottery between Valgavoth and Iona, or you like hit the clue and you get Portal. And you just have all of the different transmogrifies in those colors and tutors for them, and like some counters and discard and removal spells. This guy's a polymorph too, right? Yeah. Or Shape Anew. Reality Scramble's the one they had. Creativity lets you polymorph both. Although, Yeah, creativity, polymorph anything into anything. It's roulette. Like if you reality scramble your the artifact land, the Mishra's Factory, which they don't actually have in this list. Is Cosmic Spider-Man just 5 Seco stuff? Yeah. I played against it in the finals of the trial that I got second in. Yeah, you can't do it for X equals 3 to hit them all. It's like, 8,000 mana, but you can. Transmogrify. They don't have... aren't they missing, like, literal polymorph? That one's just you're allowed to play, right? They just not have it in the deck? Anime Dead's kind of crazy. Like, what's going on with this one? I guess they have, like, enough looters that it just, like, sometimes comes up. And maybe you can, like, in a match where you're, like, casting removal spells and stuff, you can kill your opponent's thing to bring it back on your side to polymorph it or something like that. Ready is another way to, like, enable making guys in a pretty reasonable way, because the -1 also synergizes with your Warnog. They decided this was the correct number of polymorphs for them, I guess. They didn't need the actual factual polymorph. How easy is Delirium? It can't be that easy, right? Your deck is almost all instants and sorcery. You can get land, instant sorcery. I guess you can let your Warnog die sometimes to get creature, but it feels like it's kind of hard. Also, wait. I mean, I understand the concept behind Dwarven Mine, but, like, how respectable is this Dwarven Mine? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I get it, but that's tough. That's pretty tough. Sometimes you just don't have other cards. Yeah, but, like, I don't know if that's true. Like, we could just play polymorph, right? If most of your deck is, like, casting Demonic Tutor and going and getting a polymorph, how likely are we to get Delirium online to go tutor a polymorph versus just cast it, put another one in the deck? Opportunity cost of Dwarven Mine seems pretty low. Yeah, I guess. What is happening tonight? Everyone's just like, you cut out the sword cannon? Get fucked, idiot. I mean, we lost the die roll matchup, so suddenly the game's not looking too hot for us. But, like, you don't say no to this hand. It tutors for Falcofoth, talking about versatility. I don't think you want that one there. I was really scared of getting Thought Seized when I kept this hand, by the way, but I didn't want to say it. Because, like, Duress or Inquisition would have been fine. It had to be literal Thought Seize. Maybe they won't take the land. It's, like, still a little bit greedy to take the land. Over, like, the one piece of hate, maybe. But even if they take this, then I just, like, turn 2 Cloud for a Formal Wear and get back Peacekeeper on turn 3. I think the best take might actually be the Witch Enchanter. It's fine. We got lands on the top. Do they have, like, show and tell? They don't have show and tell in the deck. Yeah, there it goes. It's fine. Lands on top. Easy. Every time. I'm so good at this game, chat. It's unbelievable how good I am at Magic the Gathering. I guess I shouldn't say that until I draw land 3, because land 3 is the important one. If we miss on land 3, I think I'm just playing Glimmerlands to, like, potentially get 2 draws at it. Is the Reanimator? Is this Reanimator guy? Did he switch to Ikra to bluff? Switch back to Ikra to bluff that he's the Storm deck? I guess. You don't put this card in Storm, that's for sure. But yeah, I do think I am playing the Glimmerlands here. I don't think the Felly is going to do a lot for me anyway. We drew a removal spell, which is nice against some potential Reanimator targets. But, like, Cloud ain't doing a lot. I mean, we could, like, Cloud for Lion Sash, but I think if we hit land 3, we're fairly happy. More so than, like, Tutor Sash, hit land 3, then it's obviously, like, the ideal situation. But if we Tutor Sash and then miss, then what do we do? Just another turn of downtime. I think we're better odds if we get 2 draw steps towards it. And then we can, like, play Peacekeeper. I think attacking here is probably pretty reasonable. Surely you wouldn't surveil a giant creature into your graveyard this turn, opponent. That wouldn't be very chill. Well, topping a card's also pretty bad. Surely you wouldn't surveil a giant creature into your graveyard, opponent. Alright. That one's not the worst, because it blows up my land and then we can exile it. It's not my favorite. Why would we... You want black for some reason? Spirit Guide looting is kind of terrifying. Oh, they have therapy! Come on! Maybe their reanimate is like death or something. Maybe they don't have the reanimate. Huh? Maybe they don't have the reanimate? We're alive? They don't know about the Anthanice. They probably named Anointed Peacekeeper here, right? To keep their Broodheart engine online? They don't have the reanimate, it's fine. It's definitely fine. Named Thalia. I guess I might be able to just kill them. Who knows? If we draw the land, though, Anointed Peacekeeper is just looking great. Right, my Anthanice looking a little bit worse, if that happens. What's up, Lyserg? How's it going? Not a land. Alright, well, let's enter combat and see if they exile my Glimmerlands before combat. They did not. Cool. Alright. Oh, land. We did it. Alright. Saved. Yeah, I think they're keeping the Haywire Might around for the Anthanice. Can't believe you forgot my playbook code for 120 play points last week. Oh, sorry. Yeah, we'll make it up to you this week for sure. Alright, your hand is Raucous Theater. I guess I'm naming Broodheart Engine, huh? I make puzzle char? No. Rock Theater, Mill, sure. Maybe flashback looting in here. Filtering Epicure, sure. Is that better than just casting looting? I guess it's more blockers. So they do get 2 surveils here. Or like a surveil and a loot. I'm wondering if like Archon is worth over something else. It obviously means they can't like loot Faithless Looting into something, but they get a surveil and like a blood token cycle into the reanimate spell. I'm also wondering if I'm supposed to like I guess I can't use the giver to push damage, so I think I might as well just send all. If they double block the giver, how much do I care? I guess I kind of care a little bit. The giver might help me push the damage if their only reanimation target right now is Primus. So I think I just attack for 5. I guess we get a draw too, right? Aid's neat. We'll see. We might be able to push some damage with like Cloud, Aid, Shadow Spear or something, depending on how this Haywire might works. I think I'm just gonna place Aid plus Archon here. Is that worth it to Defelia ever? No, I think the Archon's like pretty important. Don't forget you can do Onthanize with Flash with Aid. I definitely did forget that. Luckily, it's not that important with this Haywire Might in play right now, but it is good to remember. It might be relevant at some point. Especially with like our Archon in play. If we like cast a spell on our own turn, we can flash it Onthanize or something. Unfortunately, we only have 7 here. Do we have lethal if we Onthanize the Haywire Might and then they sack it to kill the Aid? And then we have Cloud for Shadow Spear, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait. 6, 7, 8. We do have, oh no, 9, because then they'll gain 2, go to 10. So I think we are 1 off lethal. If we had boots in the deck, it'd be lethal. Archon also stops me from casting a bunch of spells in the same turn. Yes, this is fair and valid. Not that worried though. The Woodfall Primus is their only card in their graveyard currently. The only creature, the only big guy. And that one's like very beatable. I probably send all next turn to force the Haywire Might to block, so to turn our Onthanize online. If I'm gonna cast Exhume, their Primus would come in untapped, right? I have to assume that's how that works. Because it wouldn't be in play seeing the other thing being in play, like Containment Priest versus in Show and Tell, Containment Priest versus Exhume sort of thing. Try to put in the Broodlord combo in Stone Soup draft pool, huh? What the hell's... I don't even know what Stone Soup draft... I guess it sound... From the idea of Stone Soup, you put cards into the draft pool in some fashion, and then you end up drafting them afterwards. You all bring 45 players and you shuffle them into packs and then you cube it. That's kind of cool. Ugh. Well, we will wait to see if my opponent thinks their way out of this one with their 2 black mana. That's not how that works. This thing costs 6 mana to activate. You got a banned Dark Ritual in your hand, opponent. 2 Spirit Guides in your 1-card hand. Also, one of your Spirit Guides already gone. Still doesn't work. Activated ability source of the chosen name costs 2 more. This costs 6 mana. Alright. Monitor's a little spooky, huh? See if there's some kind of like sweeper to cast next turn, maybe? Should be able to beat that, though. I think my plan is just attack all, force the Haywire my block, cast Cloud for something, say go, hold up Felia on the nice. This is a little bit scary after they cast Demonic Tutor to like tap my Giver of Runes if they like just tutor up a Lightning Bolt or something with like a really greedy attack. Let's see what we draw. Drew a land. That's nice. I guess if they tutor up Lightning Bolt, then we can just Cloud for Sash now and then Flash and Sash with aid. So yeah, let's just attack all. To force the Haywire in my block. Although then if they... Oh, there. Wait. Huh? Oh, they just want to deny the draw, I guess? Weird choice to do that after giving me 2 draw steps with it before, but okay. Now we'll just attack for 7, I guess. Cloud for Sash here. If they have a sweeper, we just Flash and Sash. Lethal them. Now, is this a matchup where I'm supposed to board in Thalia against, like, Turbo Reanimator? I feel like no, honestly. Like, the access to, like, Cloud for Sash seems pretty important here, and we rely on, like, early Hate Bears to mitigate that, but we want the inevitability of Sash rather than, like, Thalia to try to slow them down, and then we have, like, no actual inevitability. Alright, Tapped Urza Saga, powerful. Got one spell. Nope. 0 spells. Deal. Alright. Good clean game 1 there. After we got our second land thought seized. Yeah, I don't think we are supposed to board into Thalia here. Maybe on the draw it's like more interesting to board into Thalia, but like they don't need to cast that many spells. The Thalia will obviously slow them down, but like not. I'm more worried about the ability to stop what my opponent's doing than slow down what my opponent's doing, you know, versus like playing against Storm. Where Thalia is like a massive roadblock. Thalia is a minor hindrance to Reanimator, and I think I'd rather have a massive roadblock like access to Cloud for Sash, and try to hinder them with the other cards in my deck. I don't know if I'm going to keep this hand on the draw, huh? This hand can kill an Animate Dead, or like a Necromancy or something. We have Anointed Peacekeeper again. What am I mulliganing towards if I'm mulliganing? Thalia, Remorseful Cleric, and Sanctifier, I think, are the big ones. This is not a very broad net of things to get online on turn 2, huh? Better removal spell would be maybe okay. We don't have any removal spells in this hand, so like if they just like get a medium scary creature in play, we still can't beat it. But also, I don't want to mulligan like terribly aggressively versus the deck that probably has a bunch of discard spells. Maybe we'll just fucking die keeping this hand. Who knows? Maybe we'll learn our lesson and we'll board into Thalia. So it would definitely be better if we had like Thalia on turn 2, right? Thalia, Mom into Thalia into Anointed Peacekeeper. Fatal Push. Cycle Oliphant. Alright. Hopefully we don't fucking die. Well, we probably don't fucking die to that. We have Giver of Runes, or Mother of Runes, and 3 power creatures. We can literally block that next turn. Oh, Alright, Winter Moon, hold. Winter Moon, take the wheel. Winter Moon into Peacekeeper, into Cloud for Sash. Winter Moon, save me. That is way scarier than an Oliphant. Nice. No land. Huge. Uh-huh. This is nothing. Peacekeeper, go. I mean, I guess I just named the Shallow Grave, huh? None of these other cards fucking matter. I don't want to read that. I'm only reading that summon if it's in play. I don't want to deal with that one. They drew Saga for turn, sure. That's scary because they just needed 1 more mana to cast this Shallow Grave. Oh, we can blow it up with Cathar Commando. You just blind therapy me? Seems a little loose. I feel like I'd rather play Neonate or something. I'm more interested in Cathar Commandoing their Urza Saga if we find a 5th land, because it gives us the ability to Cloud Sash, have 1 mana up still. But we'll see what we draw here. What do you name? Just a blind therapy. I guess it's not blind therapy, right? They got Rogak, so I guess it's never just blind therapy. It is Thoughtseize. hand is notably also Thougie's Proof. If they want to take the Cathar Commando to save their Urza Saga, we just jolted awake the Cathar Commando. Which means they probably just like won't cast the therapy, unfortunately. They named the wrong Cathar. True. You fool. You fool opponent. How could you misplay like this? Does kind of make sense though. The Heretic Cathar would be pretty nice here. Makes the 4th mana come in untapped and also makes the Grizzlebrand come in untapped. Or tapped, sorry. Oh, does that do anything for me? No. It's in fact nothing for me because it's literally just a cloud that's now in my hand. So we know literally every single card in there. And we gotta just blow up the Urza Saga, right? Setting them back on lands again just seems great for me. The question is if I want to Jolted. I think the answer is no. I think I want to keep the Jolted Awake in my hand because if I end up casting the Stoneforge of the Cloud for Sash, and the Sash gets taken by Rogak for Cabal Therapy, we want to be able to recur the Sash. And who knows? Maybe we'll rip the land. Hey, nice Urza Saga opponent. Please miss. Cool. You sack this now, right? The 3 damage isn't worth. You want to hit the land drops. Nice, no land drop. Huge. Land. Yes, I'm so good at Magic the Gathering. I'm scared of Shallow Grave now. I mean, I'm still scared of Shallow Grave because it's an instant, but the fact that it costs 4 mana, I want to be worried. I'm going to just pass the turn here. If they go to end step, if they like play untapped land, go to end step, I probably just untap so I don't lose to like Spirit Guide, get back Grizzlebrand or whatever. But obviously we leave this Sash up. Oh, Ram is a Neonate. That is true. Well, I didn't think about that. That is in fact how Shallow Grave works. But yeah, leave it up anyway, obviously, to play around a different reanimate spell that they draw. My gambit of not reading whatever that summon card is working pretty well. Scared of Gorios now. Well, I mean, no, because we have the Sash. Scared of like Fury into Gorios. We did it! Alright, let's do a giveaway, huh? Giveaway code number buzzword number one is definitely going to be Winter Moon, because Winter Moon has we've drawn Winter Moon all 3 matches so far and it's been great. So type Winter Moon, no spaces, in chat for your chance at 120 play points. Winter Moon has just been awesome. I love Winter Moon. Highly recommend putting it in your deck. I think it is the most glaring omission in the Ambroise list. Winter Moon's just obscenely powerful in a monocolored deck, especially like Ambroise like went out of his way to play like so many basics and cut a lot of like the less relevant flex lands, the flagstones and stuff. Even though he's playing Dust Bowl, even though other people have Armageddon and all right. Ooh. The old tried and true matchup. Unfortunately, this hand is not keepable. This hand is fine. We'll definitely keep it in bottom Thalia. Turn 2 Draenith is nice against Felia. Turn 2 Draenith on the play is nice against Felia. Can be... It'd be nicer with protection, then you'd really get him, but... I don't think there's a world where I want to march that. Especially after, like, pitch the Voice of Victory for it. They might have Portable or something for Draenith here. Sure. Alright, they don't have removal. At least not at 2 mana. Ooh. Who's the Felia deck now, opponent? Kinda wanna just cast GTA. I'm gonna be real. Is it better to play Felia here? I have to imagine the Draenith's not going to be able to attack into a Felia board very well. We could play the fact that we don't have third land means the Cloud is like not that interesting either. We can just like Felia into double Cloud potentially. If we rip third land, we can like Cloud plus like march the Bodyguard pitching the Voice of Victory or something like that. I think I'm just gonna say go here. I guess we could like Cloud for Clamp, but I like the idea of getting Felia active against like what could be some token generators. My opponent is like weird. I feel like I rarely see that. My opponent is addicted to making all of their plays in second main. It feels very weird to me. Like it doesn't really matter. If you're not going to attack, you can just cast him in F6. Shit. My opponent's not doing anything threatening at least, but that means I need to be doing something threatening. Don't really know what that is. I think it's cast cheated this turn, because it means if we draw another land next turn, then we can equip Ophelia, attack, blink the Bodyguard, force the Bodyguard sack to pro-white, march that, and then get the GTA online. you want to give me some of those lands over there? Could really use some. Just F6 at least. I don't know why I'm judging my opponent's spell habits and then like doing the same thing. All right, cool. Into 4 open mana makes this a little bit more risky, huh? We could spend this turn just playing Voice of Victory and wait another turn. My opponent could just have like any number of things, and it's pretty clear they don't have removal. Although they could have found it this turn, they're gonna like removal spell into Felia. But if they do, then they have to do that in response to the voice, and then we can like shock in Witch Enchanter and kill the. I guess we only kill the bodyguard, but whatever. I think I'm interested in taking my time here, but I can't take too much of my time. They weren't going to cast anything. You didn't want to equip Shadow Spear either? I don't know. It's a little scary. Don't want to pitch this Cathar Commander to the march all of a sudden. I think it's important too, though. We untap. If we draw a land, we're like really in business. If we don't draw a land, we still get to equip to the Felia, like kill an insect, start getting GD counters. Wait, no. Cast with additional cost. Target Benevolent Bodyguard, exile Cathar Commando. Yep, sack it. It's Lion's Edge fodder now. All adds up. Land? Fuck. I think I just jammed the Felia into an insect token. We could jam the Voice of Victory into. Felia just kills an insect, trades with an insect. It's just kind of mediocre. The Voice of Victory kills nothing, trades with a 2/2, and leaves me with 1 counter left over. I like the Voice of Victory as just like better protection. I don't think we need the Felia to win this game. Although we do need to kill him in pretty short order before this Overlord finishes doing its shit. Yep. I think they wanted to eat in response to the GT there. We might just untap though. It seems like they have plenty to do with their mana. In which case I don't really care that much anyway. Especially with Giver active. Still would love to find another land here. Get Cloud GT going instead. We've really not capitalized on my opponent not being stone cold to this Draenith. What does this even get? Okay, I guess it gets 2 somethings. Would love to hit a land drop. Because we would be a little bit careful about this thing tapping down my GTA creature, but probably not against a giver and an active GTA already. Oh, well. Hey, there's my land. It's nice. I think this is a pretty easy Equip to Draenith attack. If they triple block, this thing pumps to a 5/7 and eats everything and still has Giver backup. We know 2 of the 3 cards in their hand anyway. I should have pinged to this, I think. Well, they just chump block. I guess I just don't care. Oh. Okay, fair enough. Should have let damage happen and then pinged it. That was a misplay. Waste GTA counter. I think that's almost entirely fine still. Do I ping this sash? I only have 3 mana next turn. Do I even want Clamp? I kind of just want Cloud active with a bunch of GTA counters. Formalware maybe? We have 3 mana, we can get Felia back after killing this sash. Equip to Cloud, Pro White attack. Formalware back Felia. Works with the Masterwork pretty well. I guess I don't even Pro White attack, right? If it dies, I just Formalware back. I suppose I could have like played Pride and equipped Shadowspear and attacked. 6, 7, 8, 9. Made like 2 tokens. Would have been like, kind of annoying. Okay, they give up. Cool. We did it! Be sure to get your Winter Moons in still, chat. We'll call it at the end of this round, I guess. This hand on the draw is always a little awkward here, because the Voice of Victory could help. Wait. Okay. I guess we keep, then. I was a little scared of, like, you know, turn 2 Felia on the play, we don't have an answer, they get to, like, turn 2, play the Felia in response to the Voice of Victory on tap, play, like, a big scary 3-drop and flicker it, but that's not happening, so I guess we're okay. This seems like a risky gambit into the better Cloud deck, but maybe it's just, like, you think the matchup is so much about GTA that, like, that's the only thing that you care about. Low-key, I kind of want to Anthonize this so I can turn 2 Cloud for GTA, turn 3 Equip attack, if that's available. It's a little bit dangerous. We can just turn 2 Cloud GTA, turn 3 Thalia Heretic Cathar. That's also just bad into removal spells, though. Feels kind of stupid to snipe a 1-1, but this thing can stop GTA triggers once. Yep. I guess notably also playing this means that we don't have to move to discard. Alright, if they tap out, we just jam and play into Solitude or River Mantra. Oh no! They also have the ability to play out the GTA Fest. Well, let's see if we draw like Skyclave or something, huh? I will declare blocks. You will get 8 million GTA counters. Loki, I kind of want to play Voice of Victory. No, we can't play Voice of Victory and clamp it, huh? I wanted to encourage them to like burn a bunch of GTA counters right now, but not a lot of ways to do that. I think it is probably still just play Voice of Victory though. Cost them a lot of GTA counter investment. But if they just like untap play any creature, they left the Cloud in the yard. God, they just have Formholder too. He's like super fucking dead. Yep. Fair enough. Do you have other equipment, or are you just gonna grab like Sash? Oh, yeah, you guess you have Sash Clamp, Glimmer Lens in your Felia deck. Still just top deck Skyclave here and be alive. Seam Rip my Skull Clamp. Yep. This is all pretty awful. Yeah, I'm good. We can go game 3. My opponent has still decided to be Cloud. This hand, we're Felia, I guess. This hand's just good. We have turn 2 Cloud on the play, and then they play Cloud on turn 2, and then we Seam Rip it and hold up like Felia, and then we like GTA and stuff like that. I wonder if I'm actually supposed to Felia on turn 2 into their Cloud, and then untap, and then play our Cloud, and then flicker it, and then also Seam Rip the Cloud. This is just so weird. I feel like I've never seen anyone who's just so dedicated to doing everything second main before. Just play the land, F6. Yeah, we don't have any way to, like, surprise turn 3 the GTA unless we top deck really well, so I think I'd rather just beat the Felia deck, I guess. It's really annoying. Oh, terrifying. Oh, also not Cloud, though. No 4th land. What happens here if they have a Felia? We're not getting like GTA'd, so I think I'm fine. I like almost want to leave up Aven Interrupter, but then I get no value. I'm not threatening my own GTA here. Cloud is mana inefficient. I guess we could Cloud, but if we Cloud Skull Clamp and then they have a removal spell. Got a lot of options here, huh? actually fine having Skull Clamp here, if that's the game that's going to get played. We don't have the 4th land. We have plenty of interaction for, like, their GT. Oh, that's unfortunate. Not the end of the world, though. It weaponizes our Felia. But we don't get our GT, but... Like, if they could just play Cloud, we just attack and flicker. Well, if they flicker, then they block with the Sea Breeze, so I guess it's not great. We could, like, Seam Rip the Cloud, then they just put it in exile. Yeah, I guess maybe a little harder to abuse, given that we have to attack with the Felia to flicker any other things. Cloud mana base not looking too hot. Kind of wanted to start holding up Aven Interrupter to, like, try to stop some big flashy thing from happening. They have, like, even GT is not the end of the world, right? Seam Rip it. They can't kill our Felia. I would love to hit more land drops. Nice. This is the thing that I wanted to do. Could also Anointed Peacekeeper here. I just have a lot of concerns with whatever is going on here, but... Do I want to Seam Rip this Containment Priest? I kind of hate playing off curve every turn. Containment Priest is bad news if they have their own Felia here, so maybe we do really want to Seam Rip, although I guess we would even interrupt their Felia anyway. I think I'm just going to go to attacks here and see what happens. Oh. You have like a Ganjo? Sun Pearl Kirin. To pick up your Containment Priest. I think I'm just gonna even interrupt this. Just get my free kill. Plotted can only be cast as a sorcery, yeah, so they can't flash it. Alright, cool. Been trying to queue for Duel Commander, but it's so hard at this hour. Yeah, it's starting to get to that hour, huh? If they ever want double white for Cloud, they have to sack their City of Traders now. Yep. Like Cloud into cast GT. Cloud into Skull Clamp Cloud. Cathar Commando my Skull Clamp. That's fine. We weren't using it anyway. And also we have Jolted Awake. That's... I mean, I guess not fine for the Jolted Awake part of that plan, but... Still kind of okay. Do I want to even seam rip this Egg of the Soul Cauldron? I just like don't think I care. I think I'm gonna start with Anointed Peacekeeper and see what's going on. I think my plan is just kind of like beat my opponent the hell down. They have Plow. Really now. Flying, First Strike, Lifelink, Hexproof. Notably not indestructible. Alright. But I guess it can become a 4-2. It does not seem super impressive. And a Seasoned Dungeoneer in there. And a Glimmer Lens. If I name Cloud, does my Cloud cost more? No. Spells your opponent's cast cost more. Do I care if they play Seasoned Dungeoneer? I don't think so. Because I don't have a good answer to it right now, huh? It would be, like, moderately annoying, more so than a Cloud, which is much more answerable by everything else I have in play. Yeah. It's kind of annoying that they can, like, play Cloud plus Glimmer Lens in the same turn if they rip the White Source. It's way more mana efficient for them, but... I guess I just don't really care about the Seasoned Dungeoneer, huh? Cloud, Midgar. This thing can Ether Containment Priest. I don't really want to Seam Rip it, so I think I just pass. This thing is flying in First Strike, so there's just no point of waiting on. Get my equip in. Yep. 4-2 Cathar Commando, cool. We are likely just playing 4-mana Cloud for GTA next turn. We do have to be cognizant of this Sun Pearl Kirin, but it's at sorcery speed. So it's definitely not as threatening. They could, like, hit late, drop Glimmerlens, Sun Pearl Kirin, Glimmerlands, but it's just, like, not... It's a very mana-intensive play. We do have to be cognizant of also, like, this Cathar Commando on the plus Agatha Soul Cauldron could be an answer to, like, the Seam Rip or the GTA or something. Pass with all your mana up. What on earth is in your hand that you didn't want to cast Glimmer Lens? If I attack all, flicker the Cathar Commando, what's happening after that? It's a 4-2. Can I just Seam Rip this Cathar Commando? No, then the Soul Cauldron becomes Cathar Commandos. I want to cast Cloud here. I really This is a very confusing game. I really don't know what's in their hand here. That they have like another flash thing? Do they draw Felia? Does it matter if they did? I guess... Yeah, maybe the plays actually do this, huh? Seam Rip the Cathar Commando. If they want to sack it, then we can flicker the Seam Rip and then hit the Agatha Soul Cauldron. They would have to sack the Commando targeting the Seam Rip. Yeah. That's fine. And now we attack all Flicker Seam Rip. If they have some like weird flash blocker or something, then we can still Formal Wear. And if not, I guess we just play out our stuff. Sure. Oh, right. I guess it does eat my Skull Clamp, so I can't Jolt Awake it, but I don't really care about that. Enlightened Tutor for P-Wave? I don't think P-Wave's gonna get you out of this bind. You have to sack your land for it, and my entire board is killing you? Oh, I guess they could, like, P-Wave and then Sun Pearl? Wait, hang on. Are we gonna get got? That, like, activate P-Wave a bunch. Well, we get our Aven Interrupter back, but we are kind of getting got a little bit. Right? They activate this, put the Aven Interrupter under, and then put 4 triggers on the stack, pick it back up. Oh no, they're fucking it up. Right? This is not what they wanted to do, I don't think. Yeah, there it is, but this doesn't... No, they haven't done this right at all. Yeah, they just don't... Sure, alright. Good thing they don't have Containment Priest. I don't even think they have another soul land capable of casting Seasoned Dungeoneer this next turn. Just wondering if I need to like Jolted Awake, Burnt, and Forge Tender to play around. City of Trader. They're down City of Traders and Crystal Vein. Is Plot... Oh, Plot is a sorcery. Yeah, you're right. I was thinking like Plot is your own turn only, but yeah, I don't think they could do the fancy play. You're absolutely right. If that's the case though, then I think they're just like super fucked. They're gonna just Glimmerlight. Yeah, I'm not wasting my Jolted Awake. Oh no, my cloud. Yeah, whatever. They're in this Glimmerland Season Edition, this game's over. It's lethal, right? They play their Glimmer Lens, I attack. Flicker it. 2, 4, 6, 8, yeah. They could have drawn Jolted Awake. What does that do? Jolted Awake's a sorcerer, right? So they can't do any. Also, their Container Piece is exiled. But I guess during that one-turn window, if they didn't have Container Priest exiled, then yeah, sure. But the Container Priest was already exiled by the Cauldron. Alright, let's end the first giveaway. Tunneling Cat, congratulations. Rigged. Don't worry, there's a second giveaway. I planned this. I planned this just for you, Lyserg. Tunneling Cat. Here is your playpoint code. And we'll do one more playpoint code. I don't know what the new giveaway keyword is. Exclamation point giveaway. Rigged. Wait, I won. Let's do trophy. We're playing for the trophy here. Type trophy to send me good energy, and also to get your chance at another 120 play points. Got a chance for the trophy here. I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick, and we'll fire off our final round of the night. Alright, we're back. Last round of the night. Doing pretty well with Cloud. Wintermoon has been fucking showing up. Except for when we played against Felia, Wintermoon never showed up. Just showed up versus all the 3 to 4 color decks. Non-trophy? Warner Pro, get out of here. What are you? I don't need these bad vibes. We're trophying. Deck's great, we're great. This is trophy gaming. See, Big Cuddle Monster gets it. 4-0, playing for the trophy with some updates to Ambroise's list. Playing against Rog Ikra Storm and then also Rog Ikra Reanimator. A weird polymorph deck playing against Felia. I've had like a really good record against Felia lately. I went 3-0 against it. I played it. Shout out to Zodiasec. I don't know their MTGO name. They top it at the Legacy Showcase with Omnitel. But B, I played against them 3 times on Friday, like within like the same like 5 hour span. I was warming up for the trial, and I queue into them for my trophy match. They're on Felia, and then I win with Cloud, and then in the Swiss of the trial, I play against them again. They're on Felia, and I win, and then we both make it a top 8, and we meet in the top 4, and I play them again, and then I win. I was feeling really bad, and then I watched them top 8 the Legacy Showcase, and I stopped feeling bad. It's okay. They got their due. A real dedicated Felia player too. That is probably the starting point. If I were to like, at some point in the next month or so, I'll probably try Felia again. I'll probably start at their list. I kind of want to like make Felia like not from the ground up, but like add in all the cute pet cards that I always wanted to try that other people don't seem to be very interested in necessarily, and go from there. I wonder if we were supposed to cut Helitrooper instead of Ethersworn Canonist. Helitrooper just doesn't impress just a ton. He's definitely like one of the lower end cards in the list. If we had to like assess what like the worst cards in this current list are, it's hard to put aside my internal biases of like I have internalized that some of these cards are not very good, like Sid and Helitrooper, and that's why I've ended up cutting them from my lists. But like there is some amount of reevaluation that we have to do instead of setting aside of internal biases. Can I move these cards around? Okay, well, I guess it's not very helpful to talk about right now. I guess we could move around the cards on this list, but I do think it is like some of the weaker cards are probably Sid, Helitrooper. Extraction Specialist is like Extraction Specialist is definitely stronger when you have like a more powerful band of 2s to go get. So we start cutting the 2s, the Extraction Specialist gets worse, but I don't want to like veer too hard into like just building the deck the same way that I usually do. Because I have been like fairly impressed with some like these beefier cards, like Anointed Peacekeeper. It's like real chunky guys holding equipment instead of just like little tiny Piddler Doom Travelers. I think the biggest deck building cost is definitely in the Azusa matchup, but that matchup has been kind of fading away somewhat. Definitely less Azusa players around. Magic's been around so long, you really have so many options on where to take things. Yeah, like the card pool plus the singleton format just lends itself to like being able to like take so many decks in so many directions, and it's just like, why are we omitting like 10 different cards that I want to play? It becomes like hard to pick out if it's more optimal to play, you know, the 61st best card here or like the 62nd best card or whatever, you know. The Winter Moon is the only card that I feel pretty strongly about, though, in terms of, like, the one thing that I would definitely just say, hey, you should put this in your deck, it's really good. Just across so many matchups, it's just an incredible card. Very happy to have in the deck all the time. Some of the other stuff you can argue back and forth on more, like, if you want the March of Otherworldly Light, or if you want a Helitrooper, or an Extraction Specialist, or whatever. Or Sun Petal Kirin, whatever the fuck it's called. Why was that in the Felia deck, too? I don't know. My opponent's Felia deck was kind of weird. It looked almost like, a Cloud deck, right? They sideboarded into Cloud, but I feel like that's a pretty risky proposition. I can kind of get it on the play, of like the matchup being so centralized around Umezawa Shite, but on the draw when you're just gonna be on the Umezawa Shite back foot, you're just kind of the worst Cloud deck. I don't know. Maybe they have felt like the Feli matchups just like, or like Feli versus Cloud's not very good, and this is like the best avenue they have. In which case, why are we playing Felia? We could just build the next Cloud instead, but whatever. I will be banging that drum until Skull Clamp bites the dust. Okay, into the second giveaway, you promise to give the code to someone else. As long as that someone is not Toast, then yeah, that's fine. I have a Bobble egg deck, and I just had to look up every single card in that category and just kind of rank them to see if the ones I'm running are optimal. Kind of feel like you can kind of do that somewhat for removal, but not everything. I did that with when I built Felia. I like literally searched like every single like white and colorless card that had ETBs, and I just like added a bunch of like the most like almost everything that ETB'd at 1, and then like a bunch of stuff that was like quality that ETB'd at 2 and 3, and then like a couple of the most powerful 4s. Whatever I was searching though, kept leaving. What's the enchantment that makes the vampire? And it's like the flip card. Whatever I was searching left that card off of my search so many times. I missed that card for like months, and then one day I just saw a different Felia list that was playing it. Legion's Landing, yeah, that one. I was just like, why the fuck am I not playing Legion's Landing in my deck? It's like Legion's Landing is such a good card for Felia because that deck is so mana hungry and it wants like flickerables on 1, and that card just does both. But then I see people that don't play Legion's Landing, and I'm like, I don't know. I guess maybe I don't understand. Or everyone just has a different opinion than me. I'm just glad that Cloud won a big tournament so people can shut the fuck up about, like, no, Cloud's actually not very good, and Felia's better, and it's actually that Cloud is too predictable and Felia is actually more powerful because you don't know what's going to happen. When has consistency been a downside? People's arguments are just unbearable. Or maybe others also don't. That's also possible. Eventually someone puts up results with a list that doesn't have it, and then people start copying that one, and then they just kind of fades out of existence. But some are intentional. I noticed Zodiasec, the person I was talking about earlier, they don't play inspectors in their list, which is like gotta be intentional because those are like in every Felia list, like pretty obvious as like flicker bowls. And I do kind of get it a little bit because when I was playing Felia, like getting 3 clues is just like kind of a chore sometimes. It's like you don't really have mana available to crack them until like way later, and you're already like way ahead or way behind. But also, when I was playing Felia, I felt pretty strongly that like flickerables on 1 were really nice to curve into Felia, and then having your turn 3 available to interact with whatever your opponent's doing and still start accruing value, rather than like having to play like a 3-mana spell to flicker, and then like your opponent has something in the way and you can't also cast your Source of Plowshares or your Lay Down Arms or whatever. That having a decent chunk of cheap flickerables was also important as having some powerful 3s and 4s to flicker. Man, whoever it was that came into chat earlier and was like, it's so hard to find a opponent at this stage, really cursed us. Just got one more match. We gotta play for the trophy. That was you, Tony? I can't believe you would do this. Get in the queue right now. We're playing. You found one? God damn it. What do I pay you for? Are you playing against Tifa? Oh, we cut the never mind. Keep him in the match. we cut our Shadow Spear. I can't get punished twice in one league for cutting cards. Then I look like a real fool. cut the Canonist playing against Storm, cut the Shadow Spear playing against Tifa. It's fucking over. Vintage Q levels of suspense, for real. Yeah, this time of night is definitely like the least optimal. It's like when the most Europeans are asleep. I don't even know what's gonna happen when I'm on the West Coast, and it's just gonna be even like later into the evening. When like if I'm streaming at 11 p.m. Pacific, it's just like fucking 1 a.m. over here. It's gonna be more of a nightmare. I'm gonna have to like reorganize my whole schedule when after I'm moved. I don't know what like days I'm gonna be streaming, what times. It's gonna be a little bit of an undertaking to find a good rhythm again. Just go west enough that the EU people have woken back up. Yeah, I just moved to like Hawaii. Then it'll play against all the unemployed French people grinding dual commander leagues. At 9 a.m. or whatever. Ugh. You're playing Aang? Which one? They're like 17. I imagine there are only like two playable ones, right? It's either like the flip one for combo or like the blue-white tempo one. Oh, you had Moon Mist. Okay, so it is the combo one. Sick. That one seems cool. I wonder how consistently it is. Like, is it just like 4-color good stuff, and then sometimes you just like Moon Mist combo kill them, sort of deal. It's 5-color good stuff. Oh, is the back? Oh, because the backside has the color identity, right? Because it says like spells you cast cost Wooburg less, so he gets to play all 5 colors. That's cool. And then you could also play like Demonic Tutor and shit to go find your Moon Mist if you want. That's neat. That's what I would have played if I was a good dual commander content creator that was really trying to farm those clicks. Is be like I'd be playing like the real Avatar decks, but I just got too much shit going on in my life to figure that stuff out right now. Turns out moving 2,000 miles is really tough. You gotta do a lot of stuff. I showed up like 5 minutes late to stream. It's just like other things going on. Going up. Yeah, there'll always be one of those like really old cards that you're like, in 20 years this card's gonna like just skyrocket in price because they're gonna print some like dumb bullshit that goes with it. And Moon Mist definitely felt like one of those cards. Mox Amber was another one of them. I imagine the other like dumb Moxen will do some stuff. Mox Jasper, is that the dragon one? If Magic's still alive 10-15 years from now, Mox Jasper will be really fucked up, I'm sure. We'll go to a plane where like everybody's a 2-drop dragon. Mox Jasper is just the most broken card imaginable. Could be broken because of changelings, yeah. Who knows? We could changelings next set, right? Laurel and Eclipsed? Is that next set? There's the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles before. I have no idea. Every time Changelings gets a buff, I think about like the Legacy Changelings deck that's also like the Dwarven Recruiter Grist Cannon. and it's how fucking sick it is. And it's like, maybe this cool card that goes with Changelings will make that deck cool in Legacy. And it's like, it's still unplayable. But it's cool to think about. It's the next set. Gotcha. Laura will have some cool stuff, I'm sure. Maybe we'll be on an exciting new play where everyone's a turtle. Love playing a version of that in Modern, back when Yorion was still legal. You want a $50 bounty off someone for trophying with it? Wait, with a Modern version of what? Like, Changeling stuff? You don't get to, like... You don't get to Dwarven Recruiter Grist Cannon them? You just, like... Changeling Grist for value? The funniest part was watching Moto process a Dwarven Recruiter into plus Grist mill 20 insects. The bird always made me laugh. It was like a solid week where like the Legacy queues were just plagued with that deck after it like did well in like one event somewhere, and everyone was like, "This is the coolest shit ever." Which, in fairness, it was. Alright, let me see this one. I don't even know. The Changelings did things in Modern. What's going on here? Oh yeah, you just fucking oh, we got Pyre of Heroes for turning Valiant Changelings into Platinum Imperials and Sundering Titans. Fuck yeah. Oh shit. Alright, we're in. Alright, hopefully this isn't Tony's Tifa opponent. Alright, it's Yoshimaru. Alright, this is definitely a winnable matchup. Alright, we're on the play. This hand is dog shit. On the play... Onslaught Pride is nice. But, like, I'm not allowed to keep this hand with no removal against Yoshimaru, right? On the play, Onslaught Pride is good. It's not that good. It does generate a lot of chump blockers. We turn to Cloud for Jite. Just hit the mulligan button. Every time I keep hands against Yoshimaru that don't have a bunch of removal spells, I regret it, and this hand is just obscenely better. Yeah. Alright. The paths may be a little awkward, but... Pathing a Yoshimaru after, like, the first couple of turns can be nice, because even if they recast it, is this not just red-white mental misstep? Are they gonna, like... Are they true Jeskai and they're gonna wash away my Cloud? Am I supposed to leaf up Cathar Commando? I'm like a little concerned by Fetch Go versus Jeskai Yoshi. I'm gonna go fucking Force Spiked, Stern Scolding. I think there's like pretty not a ton of downside just passing here. We can't like turbo out the GTA anyway if that's our plan. We do lose the pitch card, but we've also drawn another pitch card in River Mantra, and we're unlikely to cast both Solitude and River Mantra in the same game. Alright. True Jeskai it is. So maybe a little bit more tempo-y, maybe some counterspell stuff going on. No Yoshi into Legendary thing. They really want to keep up this blue mana. We'll see if they counter my Cathar Commando. Kind of wish I had the Thalia hand all of a sudden, huh? Just counter this. It's fine. It's definitely good. Counter it. Damn. Alright, well, we probably have to just cast Cloud into the Stern Scolding or whatever. Or the Wash Away, and we just cast it again next turn. No point in waiting that much longer. to try to block. Karthus untaps like I don't want to know what these cards do. I don't want to think about this. Magna twice. I don't even know what any of these things are. Wait, Karthus the Tyrant of Jund, the big dragon? Oh, they missed a land drop. That's good for me. I kind of don't want to cast Cloud. I kind of just want to keep. If my opponent's not going to cast things, they might have like one of the blue flash guys, which might be kind of annoying. But like if they don't and they just have like tempo cards, yeah, maybe they miss a land drop here. Damn. Says Ward 1. And it'll be a X3 still. Okay, that's fine. Still can't attack into my Cathar Commando. Pretty nice. Oh, I could also just shoot the flowering, huh? Nice. Our fucking thing resolved. Jesus. So because we can shoot the flowering, I think we're just pretty safe to get Jite here versus 6 cards. If they attack, I think I'm also just fine not sacking this Cathar Commando. Just keeps hanging out. Alright. Again, this is such a weird game, but I kind of just want to pass again. Against my opponent having 7 cards in hand and like stumbling on land drops a little bit, I think I'm just pretty fine if we just take this game slowly. If they miss a land drop, then not missing a land drop, huh? Hey, Harain, thanks for the raid. Much appreciated. Bong Owl sucks. Alright, I think I want to... Do I want to Solitude Yoshimaru? Or do I want to pop the flowering and then Solitude Yoshimaru? Welcome, welcome, Hurrying Raiders. We are currently doing a giveaway, so type trophy in the chat still. We're playing for our trophy match right here in Duel Commander. I think I want to pop Flowering of the White Tree and hardcast Solitude, because then if my opponent has Counterspell for the Solitude, then I just untap an IGT and then they lose. I guess this is worse against Force Spike, huh? Now they have 2 mana up here. Do I need to path Yoshi in draw step to get GT counters here? Seems a little risky. Set the stop here just in case. I really don't want to path them, though, after they've, like, missed so many land drops. Ooh. Do I just offer up... Wait, the counterspell doesn't fucking matter. Am I stupid? I have a Jolted Awake. We just... we have 6 mana, so if we cast Sword of Fire and Ice and it gets count... Oh, we can't get the Sword of Fire and Ice back, so we just do some GT. They just have removal spell. Removal spell doesn't do it. We have Reverend Mantra. I think I want to pitch the Path to Exile here. Hey, we got the game. All right, all right, all right. All right, up a game versus Jeskai Yoshi. Playing for the trophy here. Hey, Kovacs the Legend, thanks for the follow. Much appreciated. How come they gave up so quickly? Because we're about to get 4 GT counters, and they're a creature deck. So I imagine that they were just gonna die. They don't even get to block the Cloud, because the Cloud's getting pro-white. So they can't even, like, block with the Yoshi or anything. We just get to kill the Yoshi for free. The Cloud gets to control the board with the GTA without casting any spells into their counter magic and stuff. Alright, this hand is fantastic. It's gonna be more fantastic against true Boros Yoshi. Playing around counter spells always makes things trickier, but I'm not gonna say no to a hand that can hit land drops and kill turn 1 Yoshimaru. Alright. Forgot about that draw step stop. Seems like a pretty easy jam. Cloud, grab, GT again. If they spend their mana just recasting Yoshi to get their Royal Apprentice trigger, then we can, like, block this and extract some specials with the Cloud if we want. We can do a lot of things. If they just send with the Loyal Apprentice, then we probably just don't block, because we obviously don't want to Strand Cloud in the graveyard and get Extraction Specialist countered or something. Yeah, if they're just going to attack here. Then we just take the hit. They missed 3rd lane drop again, huh? Rough beats a little bit. I think I just place Skull Clamp here into counter magic. If they counter it, we can cast GT. If they don't counter it, I think I just cast Remorseful Cleric. It's like a pretty important spell here, because obviously it just represents a draw 4. They might just have removal on Cloud, or they might not have the counter. I think... yeah, if I draw 4, I go to 10 cards in hand. The ability to play almost none of them, so I don't think it's really worth. I think I'm just going to cast Remorseful Cleric here. Pre-combat, so if they do end up having a counter spell, then I can attack freely with Cloud. Without that, I just don't think their life total matters more than mine. I don't know if I'm going to block, but I don't know what sort of flash stuff they might have there. More blockers are good if they have like a Felia or something to cast there. But they didn't counter anything. They just gave up! We did it! I guess they missed the land drop again, and they just decided that they weren't gonna win. Whew. All right, hell yeah. Nice screenshot for the fans. Easy win. Good clean. All right, get your last trophies in. Type trophy in chat for the chance of 120 play points, and we'll do a little recap wrap up. Let's go. Exciting stuff. Always feels good to win a trophy. We had a 4-1 with the first time with the Ambroise list too, losing like a really unlucky game 3 against the Tiamat combo where they like turn 2'd me with protection. It was pretty crazy. So like this plus a trophy plus a second place in the trial, Ambroise list is just really good, and I think I'm definitely happy to start iterating on a list like this. Let's send the giveaway. Big Cuddle Monster, congratulations. You get the next code. Alright. Rigged? Yes, I did rig it very specifically. Whisper. There's your code. All the codes are done. I plugged this up top, but right now, I'm going to drop a link into chat. If you use MTGO, please go on this forum, log in using your MTGO information, and upvote and comment on this post to ensure that Duel Commander is in the right hands for the foreseeable future on Moto. Daybreak is specifically looking at this thread and looking at all the support and comments it's getting, so if you want to support the current rules committee and get MTGO to update with their ban list announcements starting as of next week, then I guess I'll show off the forum post here also visually. So if you want to support, go here, upvote this post, like the post, comment on the post. There's already been like a bazillion people doing exactly this. But I'll plug this in the YouTube video again, and it should be in the description of the YouTube video. But that's going to be about it for me. We got the trophy with the Ambroise list. It's just been performing exceptionally well. Very happy with it. Winter Moon came up a bunch. Seamrip in March showed up like a little bit, but like not terribly. A lot more iterating to do, especially when I have more time to like think about the list and are not making just kind of off-the-cuff changes. Unfortunately, no abandoned air temple activations this time around, but we can say that it was the reason we trophied for sure. Deemser, thanks for the follow. Much appreciated. Anyway, that's going to be it for me tonight. Hope you had a good time. We're going to find someone to raid here. I'll just send you all Dingo's way. Big young dingo enjoyer. And I want to go to bed, so I'm not going to spend too much time finding someone to raid. Anyway, as always, if you want to support the channel, follow, subscribe on YouTube, comment, whatever, do all the engagement stuff. Been having a lot of fun playing some Duel Commander. Next few weeks are going to be a little bit turbulent in terms of the schedule, but work stuff out as I am shifting locations. We'll be back next week, though. Probably just playing some more Cloud. After that, schedule will get a little bit messy into December, but thanks everybody for joining me. Hope you had a good time, and we'll see you all again next time.